The legendary Pokemon are a lot of things. They serve as the cover art for most of the core Pokemon games, as well as the most important part of their narratives. In addition, while regular Pokemon represent various animals and folklore, legendary Pokemon can represent gods and big concepts such as weather and creation. Legendary Pokemon in general have a lot going on with them, and their designs are meant to reflect that. Today, we're going to give our own thoughts on how these designs hold up, starting with the legendary Pokemon introduced in just the first 4 gens, because there's too many for us to do them all here. And the first ones we're going to be looking at are, of course, the legendary birds.
Alright, that was a fine intro. So as I was looking for these PNGs, I kind of re-looked up some of the origins of these legendary Pokemons just to more or less confirm what I already know. But something I never really thought about was, what is the reason for the existence of these birds? And apparently, they're based off 3 of the 4 seasons, which immediately begs the question, where's the 4th one?
My question is, okay, Articuno, winter.
Yes,
got it.
that's obvious.
I can see Moltres being summer.
Yep.
But what's Zapdos?
Zapdos is spring, because there's nothing for autumn. And I guess that kind of makes sense, because, spring, is a weird season. It's not hot, it's not cold, and there's no leaves on the ground. There's, it's pretty plain compared to all the other seasons. But if there's anything that makes it stand out, it's all the rain we get. So, I guess lightning is the element you use, and it would be kind of suck if, I don't know, you had a water-type bird, the colors wouldn't be that.
I don't know, I think, a pure flying would be good for autumn, so, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Actually, yeah, what would be, you said flying, but then, there would be a power, thing. It wouldn't be balanced between the 3 birds. I don't know, Zapdos could... Actually, I don't know, Zapdos already kills everyone. Well, and they're also, all flying and another element. What would be the other element for, autumn? Would it be grass?
Well, that would be interesting, but I don't know. It's weird that you brought up that they're the seasons, but
yeah,
I've never seen it.
Yeah. Well, it's just something I read at Bulbapedia. But yeah, but anyway, I think it's best to just kind of set that aside and be all okay, they kind of represent elements and they're powerful Pokemon. That's why they're legendary. I mean, they're the first ones introduced in the series.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I guess how are their designs?
They're really good.
Yeah, I think they're pretty, simple, but there's small details that make them, stand out. I like how Moltres seems to be more of a kind of a rooster-type bird, with its long beak and its, claws.
Kinda, yeah, and, the flames coming off, the head, the flames for wings are obvious, a good, obvious choice, but, the flame coming off the head for, a plume is also a nice touch.
Yeah. I really also really like how Zapdos looks, because, something I'm gonna get into later is how I hate Pokemon that are a slave to their, elements. But I think Zapdos has a pretty, took a good advantage of its kind of lightning aesthetic and made it look, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the wings are just, kinda lightning bolt-ish, and you got the feathers coming off the head.
Yeah.
Kinda like Electro from Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Electro has that weird mask. Although I think my favorite design out of all these has to be Articuno, because it looks like a winter bird, and there's it looks like a really cool kind of graceful winter bird with its tail and the fur on the chest here and all that.
Yeah, I really like the tail, just how it kind of looks like hair, kind of like a mane, or I don't know, it doesn't really look like feathers, so it stands out more.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, its wings kind of look, rigid compared to, I mean, Zapdos looks pretty rigid, but for, different reasons. It almost looks like they're ice wings, but it's not, too blatant.
Yeah.
I hate that Pokemon, I think it's called Beartic, where it has, a slobber ice mouth. And it looks kind of disgusting to me.
I don't know, I'm not a fan of the giant iceberg Pokemon either.
Yeah. So, I think these are good Pokemon designs, but as far as legendary Pokemon goes, you can't really tell that they're legendary, I don't think. Articuno could be, a third stage evolution of, the first bird Pokemon you would find at the beginning of any gen,
Yeah, even with, Moltres, if you compare to, Rapidash, Like,
Yeah.
Rapidash is like a unicorn that's on fire.
Yeah.
Moltres is a bird that's on fire.
Rapidash looks more like a legendary Pokemon than Moltres. Hot take.
Okay. Like, I heard that Growlithe Arcanine was gonna be a legendary Pokemon at first.
Yeah.
But then they came up with Moltres because they thought, let's just make 3 birds so it's equal.
Yeah, it's more thematically consistent. Out of all these 3 birds, I think Zapdos probably looks the most like a legendary because it looks like it's very blatantly representing a thing.
Yeah.
You know, while the other ones just look like kind of birds with, Pokemon design quirks.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Yeah. Alright, so Gen 1 didn't really have a lot of legendaries, but here are the rest of them. This is a great intro.
The other 2.
Yeah, the other 2. So we have Mew, and Mew just looks like Mew looks pretty alien, and that's how I always kind of distinguish it from the other Pokemon.
I've heard that it's kind of designed on a fetus.
Really?
Yeah, being like the originator of all Pokemon.
Man, kids games, right? Anyway, so Mew, is just, it's a cute Pokemon, whatever. But Mewtwo looks like it's... Mewtwo always looks pissed, first of all.
Yeah.
It's pointing at us because it's really mad that we're making this video and we're talking about its appearance. But other than that, like, I really like how it's clearly, like, a more bigger, manlier version than Mew.
Yeah, like, even, like, Mew's, like, little ears are, like, more pronounced on Mewtwo, like, more rigid and sharp.
Like everyone, I'm pretty sure, knows that Mewtwo is a clone of Mew. And I like how, like, compared to Mew, who looks, like, all bright and cheerful, like, there's a kind of discoloration in comparison, with its skin.
Yeah, like
it
a
definitely
more grayish purple.
Yeah, and it definitely looks like, I guess, a more, like, in a way, inferior, but, like, if you aren't considering its, like, size and actual power, say, within the narrative, like, it does look inferior in the sense, like, it looks like it was a clone thing. It doesn't look like it's a natural, like, Pokemon, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
At least in direct comparison to Mew. And yeah, he looks really cool, he looks really tough, and when you see him, and at the end of Gen 1, I imagine you, like, when he was super pixelated, I bet he still looked pretty threatening and powerful then.
Yeah, one thing that's always stood out to me about Mewtwo is the back of his neck. He's got that little, like, tube spine.
Yeah, I guess, like, that just goes into the fact that, it is kind of a weird mutant creation. It's not, like, it's kind of like an improper anatomy thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, yeah, Mewtwo looks pretty cool and tough as always, and I guess, like, compared to the birds, it definitely looks like a legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, and it's definitely, like, one of a kind.
Yeah. Actually, it kind of has that aesthetic that Lucario and Zoroark have, where they're, like, their designs just stand out as, like, the cool two-legged Pokemon,
Yeah.
But yeah,
So does that mean Mr. Mime is cool?
No, Mr. Mime... See, because Mr. Mime doesn't, like, look angry. It has to look angry to be cool.
Mr. Mime just looks like he's not allowed near schools.
Yeah, he looks like he really wants to be, though. So, we talked about how Arcanine was gonna be, a legendary earlier, and I wonder if that concept just ended up being the 3 dogs in, Gen 2, because it's like, oh man, we can't have Arcanine because he's a dog and there's 2 birds. But hey, let's just have 3 dogs next gen.
Yeah,
So the legend of these 3 dogs is that they were 3 Pokemon who were in a burning building, but then they were resurrected by Ho-Oh, and Raikou is the lightning that struck the building, Entei is the fire that consumed the building, and Suicune is the rain that put out the fire.
yes.
Yeah, I have them in that order.
A common fan theory is that the 3 of them were the 3 original evolutions. A Jolteon, a Flareon, and a Vaporeon.
Yeah, although I don't see that in their designs at all.
Mostly just the elements.
Yeah. Also, I read something where they're also considered cats in Japan because of how they look.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
just think about, like, Raikou.
Yeah, Raikou, and kinda Entei, it's more obvious.
Yeah, like, Entei, I mean, like, Suicune, I feel, is the only one that can... Actually, I don't know. Maybe Raiko's the only one that you can really mistake or just say is a cat.
Because it's a saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah. And like Entei, you know, he has like the paws, and it looks like a bulldog's kind of droopiness, you know, there.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, like, these Pokemon were definitely designed just to kind of represent their elements. Like, Raikou doesn't really look like lightning, but, you know, he's yellow.
He's got the shape of his tail with, like, a spark at the end.
Yeah. And also, I wonder if the purple thing on here is meant to be like a cloud.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The only one that really stands out is, like, Entei. Like, aside from the head, you wouldn't really think fire.
I don't know. I mean, just because of the red and the yellow here, I just think, you know, that looks like a flame. It's obviously a fire. I mean, those are two colors that kind of are flames, you know?
I guess. And I guess, like, the fur on his back does kind of look like smoke.
Yeah. And also, like, it looks like, I wonder if that's supposed to be like an eruption, like it's constantly erupting.
I always thought that was, like, metal.
Well, I mean, hey, mountains are made out of metal, too. Like, Entei's just a pure fire type, right? He's not fire steel.
Yep, pure fire.
I gotta say, I can't stop thinking about this just because I saw Pokemon the third movie, but he definitely looks like the most grandpa, fatherly type of the three dogs. Just because of his, like...
Maybe it's because of the mustache.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's just because of the mustache. The weird metal mustache. Suicune stands out the most because it doesn't have a lot of things in front of its face, but it does have this big unicorn kind of thing.
Yeah, which is kind of a circle hexagon?
Yeah. It's kind of like a very vertically thin hexagon. You know, now that I really look closer, it looks like, you know, this is a cloud, and this is the lightning coming down. And then, like it looks like, you know, Entei himself is the fire, and there's smoke coming off of him. And then for Suicune, it's almost like a river, its hair.
I was thinking like a mist.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, too. I really like these designs. I mean, none of these designs are really, like, I guess I like Entei the most. It looks the coolest. But, yeah, they're pretty good designs, pretty decent.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. Not much to say other than that, unless you do have more to say than...
Well, at least they, like, have, like, different stuff to them, like different patterns, different colors, different shapes of their heads.
Like, it's enough that they're distinguished, but you can also tell that they're kind of part of the same family.
Yeah, it's not like other legendary trios we'll see later where it's just copy-pasted with some differences.
Yeah. Like, yeah, there really was an effort to make these dogs distinct, and I can definitely appreciate that now that you brought that up. So Lugia looks like it's like having like a diss match, and it's throwing its arms out and going, Yo, you what? I'm Lord of the Sea, bitch. What you got?
Yeah, I think I'm just not used to Lugia looking that angry, because I'm used to it like from Pokemon 2000 where it's majestic.
Yeah. But anyway, Lugia, I think Lugia looks pretty decent, I guess.
You know, now that I'm looking at it, like Lugia's design is kind of weird. Those are wings, but they look like giant hands.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sasuke's curse mark form.
And, okay, Lucas, looking at this, what type would you guess Lugia is?
Flying ice.
Wrong.
It's water.
It's psychic.
What?
Yeah.
No, because I made that joke earlier because I thought I knew it was water. No. And also, it's Lord of the Sea, so yeah, it should be water.
No, Lugia is flying psychic.
Okay, are you bringing it up right now? Because I want to say it's psychic water. At least.
Right here, flying psychic. See, if they can't think of something for what a legendary is, basically it just defaults to psychic. That's what I've learned.
God damn it, you're so right. Oh god, that sucks. So, I guess the design sucks in that its typing makes no sense. But, you know, that's a minor thing nowadays, although I guess I had a problem in Gen 5 where I didn't know what anything's type was. I mean, I don't know, like, I'd rather have a Pokemon look good than just have it fulfill a gameplay obligation, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, if it can do both, great. That's a good ass Pokemon design, I guess. But yeah. I mean, still looks cool, Lugia. I mean, it's weird looking, but it does look cool.
Yeah, like, it's hard to actually tell what it is. Like, is it a bird? Is it like a dragon?
It's a mutant. I assume it has to be like a dragon. Like, I think that, or a wyvern, you know?
Yeah.
Or it just has wings.
It's hard to say, but yeah, I was surprised to find out that Lugia was a psychic type.
Yeah. Okay, so, if you get Pokemon Silver, you get to catch Lugia, but if you get Pokemon Gold, you get Ho-Oh. And in my opinion, I like Ho-Oh a whole lot more than, Lugia.
Actually, I think it's you catch both of them, just one shows up earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess I never... Like, I was a dumb kid with no guide, so I just, did what I was told. I didn't look for things.
But yeah, Lugia, like... It's weird that Lugia appeared in the first episode of the anime.
Wasn't that Ho-Oh?
Or, yeah, Ho-Oh, yeah. My mind's still on Lugia and how its typing makes no sense.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it is weird, because I guess they planned... Like, Gen 2, you told me Gen 2 was planned way ahead of time.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes sense with how, like, their regions kind of intersect, Johto and Kanto, and how, like, in Crystal, you can go to both.
Yeah. Yeah, so looking at Ho-Oh, what would you say its typing is?
Honestly, flying and fire.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Awesome. So unlike Lugia, with its defaulting to psychic nonsense, I have a Pokemon, like, I mean, there's a lot of colors shit going on with this Pokemon, but I was able to tell it was fire just because, it looks like a fire rooster.
A phoenix, kind of.
Yeah, that's probably the actual animal I'm thinking of.
Yeah, more specifically, like, an Asian-style phoenix.
Yeah, well, like, I can see that with how the colors are and all that. But yeah, Ho-Oh looks pretty cool, its legend is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what Lugia is in 2nd Gen, but you know that Ho-Oh is the one that resurrected all those dogs, and is all, like, judging humanity and shit.
Yeah.
Like, what's Lugia doing there?
I don't know, maybe it called the rain?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, yeah, this is a good, solid design, and it's, it still looks like it still holds up to this day. Alright, so this is Celebi. It's really difficult to tell. I don't know if it's possible to do so with any design, but Celebi's aesthetic is that it's a time-traveling nature protector, right?
Yeah, kind of like a pixie sprite that protects the forest.
Yeah, I guess, okay, yeah, I can definitely see that in its design. I got 2 photos up here because the default one on Bulbapedia doesn't really show you its entire kind of person, so I thought this was a better look at it.
Yeah, so looking at it, what would you say Celebi is?
Grass Psychic.
Yes.
Okay. I only said Psychic just because we were talking about defaulting to Psychic earlier.
Yep, it's Grass Psychic.
Yeah. Man, it should really be Grass Fairy.
Yeah, they should have changed it during the retcon when they changed a whole bunch of others.
Yeah, but but that will change, like, the balance of, like... But that will just change its entire moveset, though. Like, can it still use Psychic afterwards?
Yes.
Like, you think it should just have all of its Psychic moves?
Yes. Lucas, a lot of Pokemon were changed to Psychic. Gardevoir, Clefairy, were changed to Fairy. Like,
yeah, but Gardevoir is Fairy and Psychic.
Yeah.
It had stuff added onto it, so it doesn't mess with, like if you, because, like, Celebi's already a 2-type Pokemon. If you, like, change one of its types, then that will shake it up, like, even harder. Let's say with Gardevoir.
Okay, I think I see what you mean.
Because it also affects, like, Stab, and like, there's the argument, like, should its learn set be changed,
Who uses Celebi?
No one. We didn't use Celebi when we had our legendary match. I mean, I bet Celebi is probably just 100 all around like Mew.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, so, who cares, I guess. Change it to Fairy. That's the conclusion to this discussion. Celebi looks fine, although I'm constantly debating in my head whether or not I could mistake it for just a regular Pokemon. With all these smaller legendary Pokemons, it's really difficult to really kind of say if it's legendary or not.
With Clefairy, I think I'll give it a pass just because it looks more humanoid. With Celebi, I'll give it a pass just because it looks more humanoid and intelligent than others.
Yeah, I guess. Like, part of me is like, I keep looking at like how the eyes look and how like unique that is compared to like other Pokemons. And also its head thing is unique, and yeah, just, small things I guess kind of make it stand out,
Yeah. It's a shame this was an event legendary.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm not really like, I guess, like, how do we feel about the design overall? None of us has stated that yet.
It's okay. Like, I don't really get any powerful vibes from it.
Yeah.
But if its excuse is that there's only like one, then sure.
Yeah, I guess, except for all those Celebes that appear at the end of Pokemon Forever. And
No. That was past and future Celebi saving themselves.
Well, yeah, but they could just all hang out in the same timeline, and then there will just be more of them.
How does that work?
Well, okay, let's talk about Pokemon timelines for a minute. And
do they explode like antimatter if they come in contact?
Yeah, is it JoJo Part 7's logic?
Let's move away before we get any more into this.
I really want to get into this, though. Okay, yeah. Let's go to, that's the last of our Gen 2 legendaries. Let's move on to Gen 3. Okay, so the legend of the Regis is that they formed land masses, right? Or they're at least representative of that or something?
They're more representative time periods. Regice represents the Ice Age, Regirock represents the Stone Age, and Registeel represents, like, the Iron Age.
Okay. We get a fourth Regi to represent the iPhone age.
That's Rotom.
Rotom's not a legendary Pokemon, even though there's only one of them. Spiritomb is not a legendary Pokemon either, even though its Pokedex description is all like, this Spiritomb has 109 evil souls. And it's like, do all the other Spiritombs have 109 evil souls?
Yes, so every time you make one, you kill a man.
You kill 109 mans. Anyway, so they're kind of, like, the Regis just kind of look like golems,
That's what they are.
Oh, is that, like, they're just souls inhabiting, Like Registeel, I guess, looks more like a robot than the other ones.
Well, golems can be made of many material.
Yeah, but, like, I could see, like, the eyes, like, turning off on Registeel, and then, it's like, it's a robot. The red dimming out. Also, it has hands and fingers compared to the other ones. Whereas everyone else, they're just, whereas, rock and ice, they're just kind of like, rocks put together. They kind of vaguely represent human anatomy.
Well, metal can be smoother and you can, shape it into other stuff. Whereas rocks, you just, mash them together, and ice, you, chisel it out.
Yeah, I guess. So these designs, they're fine.
Yeah.
I'm not really passionate about them. I'm more passionate about finding them and that cool puzzle you do to unlock them.
I do like how, the eyes, there's still 7 dots, but they're in different patterns.
Yeah. Also, I like how it makes them look, inhuman, because they're, representing elements.
Yeah.
They're inhuman, but they're, aware,
Yeah, they're, not...
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but they're... Yeah, you said, inhuman, but they're, still powerful.
Yeah. It also, just makes them look threatening. You can't communicate with this thing as soon as you look at it, You have no chance.
I'm just remembering the Lucario movie where they, go on a rampage and try to kill everyone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does anyone die in that film and get resurrected?
Everyone.
Really?
Yeah, everyone gets killed by the tree's immune systems and get, devoured by, blobs.
Jesus Christ.
But then,
Wait, isn't that what happened in Jirachi Wishmaker?
What? No. Everyone gets, devoured by, these white cell-looking things. And, they dissolve into the ground. And then when the tree is, saved, everyone gets spit out.
You know, you think after, like, the 50th incident involving a crime family trying to fuck with gods, you think the other crime families would go, you know what? Maybe we should learn from these previous incidents we're hearing where people are dying and shit's getting blown up.
No, that movie, it was Mew's fault, remember?
But... But wasn't... Okay, now I'm actually kind of... fuck it, let's just move on. These designs are fine. Okay, so next on our list are Latios and Latias. Although Latias is on the left here, and Latios is on the right. They are brother and sister, and they aren't really based off any legends from what I read.
They're planes.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part about their design, is that they're these creatures, but they're like...
They're shaped like planes.
Like, their organic body parts look like... Yeah, they're shaped like planes. It's very weird, like, I wonder what... Like, they have to represent something, you know? Or someone just really wanted to make plane Pokemon?
No, I think what they wanted was to make version-exclusive Pokemon, and then you have to trade for them.
That's all?
That's my guess, because
it can't be just... Because I feel like that's the mentality for a lot of legendaries, you know? But at least, like you know, Reshiram and like, Zekrom, you know, they have, concepts behind them.
Yeah, but if you were to cut Latios and Latias from the Pokemon series altogether, all you would miss is the content from Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, where you can zip around on them.
Yeah,
and even then, you could just make something else.
By the way, we should say that we're not looking at a Mega Evolved Pokemon, because that would take too long.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll look at them in a future video, but we don't know right now.
I don't care for Latios and Latias at all.
Yeah, like, I don't know, they look alright, like, I guess just, I keep remembering that special moment I had as a kid where I'm, like, just running around playing the game as normal, and then I get a wild Pokemon encounter, and the music's different, and it freaks me the fuck out. And I go, oh, look at this creature, it's important, it's 10 levels higher than my starter, holy shit, you know? But, like, I guess if I take that amazing moment away, you know, the designs are just kind of alright. Like, they have the Delta symbols on their chest. You can't see it on Latios, but it's red. And I guess that's kind of a cool way of, like, kind of, like, saying that they're, like, a part of one another, even though their designs alone just kind of indicate that already.
I don't know, I just don't like these two.
Yeah. I feel like if they just had a proper origin of where they come from, because they're never explained, like, they don't represent everything. If they, like, represented something, I feel like, and these designs reflected that, it would put them much more over the top.
I'll give them this. There being two of them and them being siblings has a much better, like, in my mind, than some of the later ones we'll see, where they just stopped caring. Where the legendary Pokemon in question has nothing behind it.
I'm not entirely sure what you'll mean, but I guess we'll get to that. I don't know if it's in Gen 4 or later.
Yeah, like, a lot of the Gen 4 ones that just have nothing behind them. Like,
alright.
No concept, nothing.
Alright, but before
like, brother, sister, it's fine, I guess.
It's a thing, you know?
I just don't care for them.
It's not nothing, but yeah. This is Kyogre, Lord of the Sea, and I definitely believe it with its design.
Oh, yeah. So, if I remember correctly, Kyogre is based on the Leviathan.
Yeah.
A large water creature from the Bible that is described as fierce and very powerful.
Yeah. So this is the first of, I think, designs that kind of implement this, but Kyogre has these kind of like glyph-looking symbols on it, and I love how that just alone makes it look really ancient, and it makes it look old, so you know what's important.
Yeah. So it kind of looks like a giant whale.
It looks like it's a giant whale with with just massive fins, you know.
Yeah. And then during that one Pokemon Generations episode, it's like flying, but that's probably like the what is it, the Omega mode?
Yeah. Alpha Kyogre or something like that.
Yeah, Alpha Kyogre.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Or primal.
Primal Kyogre, there we go. There was about to be an embarrassing edit there where I just put it's actually called Primal Kyogre in post. But anyway, yeah. This one looks pretty cool. Definitely, when you describe it as Lord of the Sea, you look at it and say, yeah, I can see that. I don't know if these PNG really do its size justice, but I'm wondering if you can just kind of guess its size based on the design, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I guess, think about the sizes and generations. I don't know if I would guess it was that big. Especially since its sprite in all the games is always just like, I don't know, at most, like, 3 times the size of your character, you know?
Yeah.
Like, before, like, it got 3D and they were doing actual sizes for all the Pokemon. But yeah, Kyogre looks pretty cool, and I got nothing more to say other than that. Okay, so we had an argument the other day where you said it wasn't an armadillo.
No, it's the behemoth.
But look at the tail, and look at how this can easily slot into its head here.
Lucas.
And when it rolls up, and look at its kind of curved design.
Lucas.
And how it has like spikes everywhere, so it can look like a death wheel when it rolls up.
Lucas, the behemoth is described as having a tree like a cedar log.
Oh, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, or having a tail like a cedar tree.
Okay, you said tree like a cedar log.
Ugh, my brain is not...
Do you want to take a minute? Just to...
But Lucas, the behemoth is described as having a tail like a cedar tree.
Okay, I don't know what a cedar tree looks like, you know.
It's very big.
Okay. Now, I think it doesn't look like any sort of tree at all. I think it looks like it's an armadillo.
Well, it was more describing, like, the power behind it, but fine.
Oh, wait, it's as strong as a cedar tree.
Yes.
So, let's assume a tree's strength is measured by a giant gorilla pulling it out and swinging it at something. Is cedar trees, are they the strongest? Is that...
From what I remember, their wood is, like, very hard.
Okay, yeah, it's of course it's durability. What was I saying? Yeah. That's how rangers measure the strengths of trees. They just pull them out and start fucking hitting things.
but yeah, But yeah, Kyogre represents the land, right?
Yeah, and it's a ground type, and it looks like a fire type, and it kind of deceives you with its, it's red, you know?
Yes.
And it kind of deceives you with that, but I'm fine that it's a ground type, because that just makes sense as far as its origin is concerned.
Although, in its Omega form, it's a fire ground.
Oh, really? Well, fair enough. I mean, it might as well be like a volcano Pokemon at that point. But yeah, I really love how... in your opinion, who looks more threatening, Kyogre or Groudon?
Groudon.
Yeah, because Groudon just looks like a fucking dinosaur. And that's automatically more threatening. Like, maybe if we saw the teeth of Kyogre all the time, it would look more threatening. Like, Kyogre just looks so much more calm in comparison just because it closes its mouth.
Yeah.
Whereas Groudon has a teethy grin of I'm having a good time and I'm going to kill you.
And spikes. Don't forget spikes.
Oh yeah, the spikes also add to that. And, actually, like, I just like Groudon's design a whole lot more because it also takes advantage of the kind of gliffiness a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Whereas Kyogre only has it on its, like, fins.
Yeah, Kyogre has it on its back as well, which makes it look like it has segmented armor.
Yeah. Wait, you said Kyogre?
Or Groudon has, like, segmented armor.
Yeah. It definitely looks... Like, I can see, like, fire kind of shooting out of those crevices, you know? Because it represents the earth, you know?
I could see more, like, lava glowing in the cracks.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Yeah, I second that. Yeah, that's, I can definitely see that, too. But yeah, this is a really cool design. It was probably one of my favorite designs when I was growing up playing these games. But anyway, we have the sea, we have the earth, and the last one out of that group is the sky. So this is Rayquaza, and if you climb up a tower using a bike as fast as shit, you get the Rayquaza, and it's Lord of the Sky.
So Rayquaza is based on another creature from Jewish mythology known as Aziz.
Aziz. So is Aziz a serpent?
It's described as a giant griffin-like bird, but it's described as being large enough to block out the sun with its wingspan.
Okay, now that doesn't look like this Based on that description, that doesn't really look all similar to the design I'm seeing before me right now.
Well,
It doesn't have wings, and...
well, I don't know, you have the Leviathan in the sea, Behemoth on the land, and Z's in the sky.
Yeah, I guess. I've always felt that it really doesn't need these arms, you know?
Oh, so it'd be more like Gyarados?
Yeah. Like, I guess it has those arms so it can do that silhouette where it's kind of looking at you and spreading its arms out, to look all threatening. But I don't know, the arms, always felt kind of useless. Like, it can learn moves like Dragon Claw and stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Also, it looks more like a serpent just because of the mouth here. Like, the teethless mouth,
Yeah.
Or at least where the teeth are more pronounced, and it looks so much like a snake, Would you be able to guess it's dragon flying?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, yeah. I imagine these wings are kind of trying to make it look more like the wings on a plane or something like that, almost?
Maybe. Or maybe just to, break up the pattern.
Yeah, it looked pretty repetitive otherwise. I do really like the wings and how they look on it. It definitely makes it look like an air snake, at least. Also, its head, with its protrusions here, that also contributes to that as well.
Yeah, it makes it seem more aerodynamic.
Yeah, that's a good word to describe it. And I really do like that Kyogre and Groudon all have these kind of lines on them. It's a very consistently. It's just another way to tell that they're all part of the same kind of thing,
Yeah.
The same group.
And I like that the color scheme is consistent. You have the main green with the yellow and red highlights.
Yeah. This Pokemon still looks cool to this day. I remember it looking cool all the way back then as well.
Yeah, I think Gen 3 had the best of the cover legendaries.
Yeah, best cover legendaries, huh?
Yeah.
This is comparing.
We also have to include Latios and Latias if we're gonna say all the legendaries.
Yeah. But yeah, this one looks really cool. I still think Groudon looks cooler. Just because, I don't know, I just think there's a bit more going on with Groudon than Rayquaza. But, if I was to rank all these designs, it's definitely Groudon, Rayquaza, then Kyogre.
I'd place Rayquaza first.
Oh, really? You think Rayquaza is the best looking one?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so the best part about Jirachi's design is the eye here. Because that makes it look like... Because, other than that, it kind of looks like just a generic...
Cutesy-mon.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good word for it, Cutesy-mon. You can put all those, Pikachu clones in that, category, too.
No, they're the electric rodents. This is a Cutesy-mon the same way Clefairy and Jigglypuff are. Except this one's legendary.
Yeah. I would never guess its typing. I thought it was just Psychic back when it came out, but no, it's also Steel.
Okay, so my guess is, since Jirachi, sleeps inside a meteorite, meteorites have metal in them. That's my guess.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, you have to go on a whole journey to get there, but yeah, I could see that. So Jirachi looks like again, I only like the eye. Everything else, just it's blatantly looking like a star, and that's kind of uninspired.
It has that cloak thing behind it that's also part of its flesh.
Yeah, it's so it can wrap up and look like a weird baby.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Remember that?
In the movie.
Yeah. It has that.
It has those tag things hanging off it too.
I don't know what that is.
They're also parts of its flesh.
Maybe it's a festive thing, where you get streamers and I can imagine seeing a little kid carrying a star stick with streamers coming out of it,
Maybe, since it's once every 1,000 years during a festival.
Yeah. Man, Ash should have just tried to catch Jirachi. Has anyone ever tried to catch... I know there's a trainer who uses a legendary against Ash later on, and that's fucking bullshit. But is there ever an instance where someone just tries to catch it?
Yeah, and they're always the villain of the story.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Giovanni wants to, like, use Mewtwo. The guy from 2000 wants to catch Lugia and the Three Birds. The guy from Pokemon 4 wants to catch, Celebi. The one guy wants to catch, Jirachi. They're always the villains of the story, even though they're doing exactly what Pokemon tells them to do.
Okay. Do they ever use Pokeballs? Because in Jirachi, he used a weird machine.
I think Mewtwo, like, no, Mewtwo didn't.
Oh wait, in fucking Pokemon Origins, he caught Mewtwo. I just remembered that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he caught with a Pokemon, and he wasn't a villain. And him and Charizard was all like, yeah, and they were all like, yeah, we did it.
So I guess since they're not using a Pokeball, they're villains. Okay.
I mean, it is kind of mean to, like, trap someone in a weird electric field, you know? And then you can have those moments where the villain's, like, turning it on, and the main character's like, you're hurting it!
Nah, man, Jirachi loves it.
Jirachi's an asshole in the film. Let's get that out of the way.
He befriends a kid and then turns back into a stone.
Yeah, that's stupid. Your life is rough. It's like Arquaid in Tsukihime, where she's only up for a week because all she has to do is kill Roa, and then she'll go back to sleep.
Hey kid, am I your first friend in life? See you in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Maybe I'll meet your reincarnation, bitch.
You know, as revenge, someone should just take the Jirachi stone and chuck it in the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, you can put it, like, in an awkward place when it wakes up, you know? Like, just put it in a volcano, like, oh, man, you're gonna have a rude wake-up when you wake up in this volcano.
Say hi to Heatran for me.
Put it in the cave where Mewtwo is. See how he reacts to him waking up. So anyway, let me just reiterate, the only part of the design I really like is the eye. Because when that opens up, it looks like Jirachi's design suddenly becomes, like, an actual kind of mystical thing, you know?
Yeah.
Other than a generic cutesy-mon, as you said. So, let's move on.
Yeah. To the better Pokemon.
So, Deoxys is always, like, number one in the argument of what are Pokemon?
Yeah, what counts as a Pokemon? Because originally they're just, like, animals.
Yeah.
But then you got stuff like Voltorb and Magnemite.
Yeah.
And then Deoxys is an alien.
It's
like,
a
straight up an alien. He arrives on Earth in a meteor.
Yeah, and then he, like, I don't know, tries to fuck shit up, I guess. Depending on the timeline.
Ghosts can be Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
ghosts are like the spirits of humans sometimes.
Yeah, and in Sun and Moon, interdimensional beings are Pokemon.
They have like eldritch fucking Pokemon now.
Are humans Pokemon? Are we the odd man out?
So imagine if one of the cute girls is like leaving Ash because he's going to a different region, and Ash just like pulls out a Pokeball and stares at it. And he's all like, what if I want to be friends for a bit longer? You're giving me
I think someone accidentally throws a Pokeball at Team Rocket once. And I think Jessie gets captured in it, or I don't remember the results.
So wait a minute, so if Pokemon that are clearly stronger than humans start using Pokeballs, they could turn the ecosystem on its head.
I forgot if it even worked on her.
Like, was she inside it? Did she get digitized?
I don't remember.
Yeah. I forget where it was, but I think I remembered, like, people don't entirely understand Pokeballs. Like, this is an actual piece of Pokemon lore, but they don't entirely understand Pokeballs. And it was just, like, technology perfected based off someone else's work from 1,000 years ago. So, like, no one ever designed it to capture them specifically, you know, Pokemon. But it just kind of ended up that way, you know?
I remember one person asking, like, what's the Pokemon like being in the PC? Are they aware of the situation? Do they just, like, not age? Or are they just, like, stopped?
You know, it's kind of, like, I forget, but this is in Pokemon Academy Life, the fan game, it doesn't really count, but, like, they talk about, like, they had a couple lines in there where it's like, oh, your Pokemon are in the PC, are you giving them their nutrients?
So they're in a coma?
I guess they're on life support. Anyway, let's talk about this design a bit, or this series of designs, because Deoxys is one of many Pokemon that can change its appearance and stats.
Deoxys is really cool looking.
Yeah. Like, no matter what, it's really cool looking. Like, I love how kind of threatening and cold it looks just with the eyes alone. I love how the colors kind of make it look spaceshipy alien-like.
Yeah, with like the crystal at its core.
Yeah. And like that just like gives a kind of just design reason for all the transformations. Like, oh, the real Deoxys is the soul gem right here. But everything else is just matter it manipulates in order to serve a purpose. Whether it's attacking, defense, or speed. Like, just the transformations themselves also make it look more threatening because it gives you the impression that it's a weapon of some sort.
Yeah, or it's aware or intelligent.
Yeah. I definitely like. But man, what is Deoxys? Is there a planet? Because they have that Pokemon movie with Deoxys, and there's 2 of them, and then they go back to their home planet in the end of that movie.
Yeah.
And one Deoxys can like fuck up an entire city according to that movie. So that's scary.
So, looking at Deoxys, what type would you say it is?
Oh my god, I forgot. I want to say just Psychic.
Yep.
Because that's alien.
Just Psychic.
Just Psychic?
Psychic
Okay.
is the legendary default.
Yeah. I don't mind it, like... I guess Psychic does bring into mind more, like, out-of-this-world concepts, so I say it fits Deoxys pretty well. I mean, I can't really see it being any other type, unless you can.
I don't know. I know this would be impossible to implement, and it would break the game, but it would be cool if, since he's just so alien, he had, like, a mystery type.
Like, it was just question marks, and that's where Curse comes from?
Yes.
Except Curse was changed to Ghost, eventually.
Yeah, like, we don't even know what type he is. He's just so foreign.
Like, he should definitely have, like... It's kind of like in Grand Order, how the Demon Pillars are, like, this weird class in themselves, but you can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
So, like I guess with that, I'm trying to say, it's like, it should still have weaknesses and resistances, but it should be its own unique type.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was thinking, like, nothing affects it, but it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah. I guess one more thing, and maybe we kind of already implied this, but yeah, Deoxys looks fucking alien, and the fact that it stands out from pretty much every single legendary design ever is really cool. It definitely nails that aesthetic. So, I don't know, do you have anything else to say?
Nothing other than the fact that, like, the 3 forms do, like, show what it's going for. Like, the attack one is more, pointy.
Oh, yeah.
The defense one is obviously bulkier, and the speed one is more streamlined for faster, like, movement.
Like, there's a whole lot less fat compared to every other design.
Yeah.
And instead of, like, because, you can say that the color, like the red and the blue represents its armor, the speed one looks like it has almost no armor.
Yeah.
Because it has to take that weight off. Okay, so my favorite part about these designs are the crystals they have in their head and the music that plays when you fight them, but that doesn't really count, so yeah.
I don't like these ones.
It's just, they're so blatantly part of the same pack.
They just feel so lazy to me.
Yeah.
All that's different is their headgear.
And here's the problem, right? Here's how you fix these designs, is that I think the crystals and the eyes alone allow you to connect these 3 together. So all you need to do is change up the colors.
Or at least, like, the tails. Like,
Yeah.
Change the color schemes, give them, like, different patterns, and,
Yeah.
and, like, keep the tails and the crystals and the head shapes, but don't have them look so copy-pasted.
Yeah, like the heads and the tails are the only good parts of the designs, but like, the bodies are like just a whole load of nothing going on. It sucks.
They look so lazy and so boring.
Like, and that's the thing, like the only way to fix this is to give them mega forms or something, or primal forms, which I doubt they would do, considering they represent like knowledge and emotion or something like that. Like, they're the 3 emotion Pokemon, I think.
Emotion, knowledge, and willpower, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And don't even ask me which one's which or which one is called which. I don't know. I don't care.
I think Uxie is knowledge, just because of its big head. And then Mesprit is emotion, because it looks kind of, I don't know, out there. And then And then this one is willpower, because if you look at its face, it looks like it's about to fuck something up. It looks like it looks like you just took its bag of Cheetos, and it really wants that bag of Cheetos back because it was eating those bag of Cheetos.
You know when it can get it back?
Ask.
When it has a better design.
Like Entei's like this jock at a party and like just grabs it with his teeth. It's like, maybe you have a better design.
The Chad Deoxys and the Virgin Lake trio.
Yeah. Deoxys just like uses its Morphe parts to create a jersey.
He's got like two Gardevoirs on each side.
Oh yeah, that's how you know. That's how you fucking know.
I just don't like these ones.
Yeah.
Next.
It really sucks because all you need to do is just add things to their designs. But yeah, let's move on. Okay, so you've always told me that you think the Gen 4 main legendaries are over-designed.
Yeah, I kinda do.
And I don't know, I disagree because I love how, like, just... Like, I really like how, in comparison to every other legendary ever, I think Dialga and Palkia and Giratina, they look like the most ancient. And I think that suits them perfectly. Because, you know, they are, like, they existed since the beginning of time in Pokemon. And I really like that aesthetic, and I really love how the over-design just kind of, like, it makes them look like there's a lot to them, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I do like that the color scheme is, like, really pleasing for this one.
Yeah.
You have the dark blue with, like, a secondary, like, would you say gray?
Yeah, gray.
And then the light tealish blue as a highlight.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah. If anything, like, I'll say that, like, we'll talk about it later, but I definitely like Dialga a bit more than Palkia in that regard. Like, Palkia might actually be over-designed.
We'll see it when I have it in front of me.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, like, I guess it's really hard to make a Pokemon that actually represents time. But regardless, I think the fact that it looks ancient is good enough in my personal point of view. Because imagine if they just threw, like, a clock or something on it. That would make it look so goofy.
Yeah.
Like, they could have put, like, a clock here or something, but that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Maybe, like, shorten those, like, those bone protrusions on its, like, back.
This one right here?
Yeah. Maybe then...
Yeah, this part right here is kind of weird. I don't really know what they're going for with that. But, yeah, I guess, like, so I guess we're kind of divided. Like, I kind of like it, I guess I like it a bit more than you do.
I'll say it's not terrible. I just think it has a little too much going for it.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Okay, so, I like Dialga a whole lot better. I've already said this. And yeah, this one definitely looks a bit over-designed in comparison. Like, starting from its feet look fucking weird, and there's too many lines.
Oh, it's got high heels!
No matter where we go, the high heels will always come back to haunt your ass.
Even in Pokemon.
Like, maybe, no. Wait a minute. Maybe they're like kind of spiked shoes thing, like it tears up the ground it walks upon. I don't know what that has to do with the concept of space, but that's a thing. It's not high heels.
Oh, man. 0 out of 10.
Okay. You know what? Okay, I think I found the specific problem with Palkia. And it's that in comparison to Dialga, it looks like a fucking robot, and it shouldn't look like a robot. It should look like an ancient creature.
I was gonna say more like some Digimon.
Yeah, well, Digimon always have that kind of half-mechanical aspect to a lot of them. I mean, they have that rabbit with the machine guns, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, looking at, back at, Dialga, what typing would you say it is?
I never guessed it, but I'm like, just based on my memory, like, it was Dragon and something else.
Dragon Steel.
Dragon Steel. You know what? Fair enough. That's fine. I always thought Palkia was Fire. Just because, like, you know, because when I was a kid, I just got it off of Gen 3, where it was more consistent. Like Groudon wasn't Fire, but it learned Fire moves.
Yeah.
But I would have never guessed Palkia as Water, and I still don't get it to this day.
Yeah, Dragon Water. I don't know.
Yeah. Why is it not Steel? Like, it looks a whole lot more mechanical than Dialga.
I would have even I would have accepted another Psychic type.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like, I guess Palkia looks more like a dinosaur, so I disagree with you there.
I guess.
Yeah. Like, I don't think Palkia is really the worst design, but it definitely could be better. Like I understand Dialga a whole lot more than Palkia.
Those things coming off its back, to me it just looks like overly long hair.
Yeah.
I do appreciate, like, the crystal, like, in its shoulder.
Yeah, that's
the same
cool.
way Dialga had one in its chest.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so Giratina has a really weird gimmick. It comes from the antimatter dimension, I guess, where everything is disposed of.
I think it's the reverse world?
Yeah, or the distortion world, that's what it's called. And when it's in our reality, it has legs, but when it's in its world, where everything's floating and there's no gravity, it's just kind of a serpent type thing, you know?
Yeah, some kind of, like, slug? Snake thing?
And I really like that, because here, like, it's just kind of, it's a weird serpent thing, but it's also, like, it has this weird mask, it has, like, these weird flowing things that you don't see on any animals. But then, like, if you put it in the real world, suddenly it's almost like it has to obey the laws of how, like, creatures in our world work, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, those things become wings. Like, they don't look like the wings in our world, it's just them taking the shape of it because it has to. It's almost like it has to take this form in order to even be there.
Yeah. Giratina definitely looks evil compared to the others.
Yeah, well, because Giratina represents antimatter, which a simile to that is kind of destruction, the undoing of things, you know.
Yeah, like the red and black, the gray, and I think I don't know. What do you think of the gold in it?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird color. Like, part of me is wondering if it would have looked better if it was more like black or gray, you know.
Yeah.
Or maybe even purple, since the distortion world has a purple color aesthetic that Giratina doesn't really, like, have at all. Like, I'm pretty sure it looked purple last time I checked.
Yeah, like, I think at least one of those colors could have been changed.
Yeah.
Probably the gold.
But, yeah, like, I really do like you mentioned earlier, I really do like how evil it does look. And, like in comparison, like, I guess Palkia and Dialga already look threatening, but they don't look evil. Whereas, like, the colors in this one make it look like it's going to destroy you. Plus, you know, there's that scene in Gen 4 where it comes out of a portal and it's just a black silhouette with eyes.
Yeah.
It's really upset. Because Team Galactic is all like, I want to recreate the world for some reason.
He's gonna make it in his own image.
Yeah. And then he gets into the distortion world and he's all like, this is the world I envisioned. It's like, what? Are you for real?
A world where no emotion is.
Yeah, God, I think we'll have a discussion about that some other time, but yeah, that was a dumb plan.
I hope when they do eventually remake Gen 4, they change his plan so it's better.
They didn't change anyone else's plans, though.
I don't know, like, I think they made some minor changes to Team Aqua and Team Magma to make their plans less stupid.
I guess, I don't know. But yeah, like, again, the number one thing I like the most is just the fact that it has to change form depending on where it's at, because it really drives it home, like, the place it comes from and how different it is from our world.
Yeah, so if you looked at it, what type would you think it is?
Oh my god, Dark and Steel.
Dragon Ghost.
Fine. Like, fine. You know what, that's because ghosts are also otherworldly. And dragons are fucking weird no matter what, so you know what, that's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything... I guess, like, how do you feel about this design overall? I didn't really get that from you.
Well, it could have been a little less complicated like the other two.
Yeah.
But I do feel that of the three, this is the best one.
You know what, yeah, I agree with you there. Okay, so we've mentioned this a few times, but yeah, I think the number one I think a bad legendary design is where you think... Where it doesn't even look like a legendary, you know? It doesn't look like the most important Pokemon in the room.
If you told me this was a final evolution, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
It looks like it could almost evolve from, like, Boldor or something like that.
But if you told me this was a legendary, I'd be like, what?
Yeah. So Heatran is weird in that it represents the Earth's core.
Man, I think Gen 4 is where the term legendary just started to die.
It became a bit more loose. And like, I don't know. Like, is it because the post-game was now... Because, like, Gen 4 was... Because Gen 3 didn't really have a post-game, but then Gen 4 is all like, okay, we're gonna try and have a post-game, and now we have this entire separate island where a mini-story happens, and then it leads up to Heatran. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe their attempts to expand the story, it led to, like, more legendaries happening, and then now we have legendaries with, like, less time put into them.
I'm looking at the list now, and I'm seeing 14 names in the Gen 4 legendary list.
Yeah, it's... You know what?
Compare that with 5 and 6 in Gens 1 and 2, and it looks like a mess.
It's weird that they have so many. Is it because they wanted more... Like, I keep coming up with reasons, but is it because they wanted more story? Is it because they wanted more events where you could give away Pokemon? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I'll say this, like, I didn't play the Gen 4 games till way later, and Gen 5, I played Black 2 first.
Yeah.
And when I found, not Larvesta,
Fuck, I forgot its name. I'll just throw it up on the screen.
When I found the fire bug in the ruins, I thought that was a legendary that represented the sun.
Yeah.
When I found Heatran in Chargestone Cave, I didn't think that was a legendary.
Oh, really? As you were fighting it, you didn't think it was a legendary?
No, I thought it was just some, like, rare Pokemon.
That's a unique experience, because in Gen 4, there's an entire quest line around him, so you know he's a legendary, but you just find him, and you just gotta interpret it based on that little small bit of, like, that encounter.
Yeah, so, he's not a legendary in my mind.
Yeah.
He's a rare Pokemon.
Like, if anything, like, he looks like a fucking volcano thing, so that's fine, and that's consistent with it being the Earth's core or whatever.
He's Fire Steel, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he doesn't look like a legendary to me, so...
Look at how uncaring the orange spots on its body are. Look how little care, like, they were just placed wherever.
Yeah, wherever, like, the gray blobs aren't.
Yeah. And also, like, yeah, gray blobs are just placed there at random, too. Like, it's not really forming anything that looks like Regigigas always looked weird to me, if only because of the green spots of grass on it.
Yeah, I thought it was a grass type at first.
Like... Okay, like, we talked about how, like, the Regis represent the different ages, but they also do represent land, right?
I think so, yeah.
So I guess Regigigas is trying to represent all of that. Like, we have the grass there, and then, like, I guess you can interpret its body as being rock-like. And then it has the eyes that represent, like, I'm guessing, you know, rock, ice, then steel, I'm guessing.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has to be that, right? I mean, that's the only reason why they're just 3 colors, you know?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be...
Is this a Golem too?
Yeah, I think so. I remember reading it was, like, the Pokemon that... Like, Regigigas flat out just created the other Regis in order to, like, govern or, like, create... Or no, in order to, like, pull the continents together or something like that. Or maybe Regigigas pulled the continents together himself.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, I have to read up on that, but yeah, it's... Like now that, see, like, our confusion is, like, this design does look weird. We can't really tell exactly what it is.
Yeah, he's a normal type, but he looks like a grass type.
Yeah, he looks so weird, no matter...
I just feel Regigigas is unnecessary. We had the 3 golems.
Yeah.
And now there's a 4th golem that's over them, but what does it do?
Like, I guess, like, I kind of like how the grass and its eyes and the stuff it has in its arms, like, it does look ancient, but the big problem with this design, as we're discussing it, it seems to be, like, yeah, we can't really tell what its purpose is.
Maybe it's, like, shows that stuff's growing over it.
Yeah.
Because it's been there for so long.
Yeah.
Also, he has the worst ability in the game. Slow start.
Oh, it can't go first?
No, for the first 5 turns, his stats are halved.
Oh.
And if you, like, switch him out, it resets.
That is garbage. Wow. You can find Regigigas in Alpha Sapphire, right?
Yeah, you just gotta get the 3 golems.
Okay, yeah.
One
Just
of
like
which is always version exclusive.
even if this has nothing to do with this design, I really love the temple in Gen 4, just how that looks. But yeah, I think it's time to move on.
Bye, Regigigas.
Bye, bye. Okay, this one. This one is, I can see it definitely representing daytime and dreams, you know?
It looks more like it represents the moon to me.
Actually, yeah, I think that's, see, that's weird, because it's the one that directly opposes Cresselia doesn't look like, the sun or anything else at all.
Yeah, so again, I didn't play Gen 4, I played Gen 5.
Yeah.
So I was confused when I ran into Cresselia.
You just take, like, the rainbow wing and you just walk on a bridge, right?
I think so, yeah, and I thought it represented the moon until I looked it up and it represents dreams.
Like, I think it looks fine, but it's, I don't know, I guess it's kind of like Regigigas where it's, like, weird, you can't really discern it in a way that, you can't really discern it in a specific way, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, does the moon represent dreams in some way?
Well, moon's nighttime and dreams are when you're asleep.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's weird that it doesn't have legs and has those 3 ribbons coming off of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, Cresselia just seems weird to me.
Yeah. I don't really hate it, but I just can't really discern it.
Also, it has a weird little tail thing?
Yeah, I guess it's supposed to give it the idea that it kind of... Because Cresselia is a Pokemon that flies around, so maybe that's just kind of...
Oh, okay, now Cresselia just reminds me of those little, bird toys that you dip the head and then it keeps dipping over and over. I don't know, it just reminds me of that for some reason with the crescent.
So you think when it's hiding from Team Galactic, it just goes into bird dipper mode?
It sticks its head in the ground like an ostrich?
Yeah. You can't find me. If only you had a lunar wing and I come for that. I really like that. Yeah. Let's go to our next design.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can tell, but Darkrai's looking at you.
Yeah, he's saying he's gonna eat your dreams tonight.
Yeah. Well, Darkrai's lore, and I looked it up, but Darkrai just kind of represents nightmares.
Yes.
It's in direct opposition to Cresselia that way. And all it does is pretty much, it just hides in solitude, and it doesn't actually intend to harm anyone. But whoever he's near has nightmares. I think that's actually its ability in battle, like any Pokemon that's asleep will just take damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a very interesting lore-wise, but what about design-wise?
Well, he looks more like a ghost, even though he's a dark type.
Yeah, but that's fine. My voice cracked there. But that's I don't know, that's fine. I think that makes sense, because nightmares are bad no matter what, right? And dark is more or less evil type, and that goes hand in hand with that.
Yeah. Although, what is that thing around his neck? Is that his jaw? I noticed it break up the color scheme, but what is it?
I can't tell. It looks like a pouch almost.
I don't know,
I like how it breaks up the colors, but what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I think I would have liked it better if it was a smoky sort of thing, like his hair is.
Yeah. I really do like that aesthetic, though. That's, it has that going on for, its arms and its tail thing there.
Like it's blowing in the wind.
Yeah. I guess with Darkrai, it's I'm not really impressed by it, but I think it's decent.
Yeah, I mean, he's cool looking, but...
You can definitely see how he represents nightmares and stuff. He looks like a spooky ghost.
I like him a lot more than Cresselia.
Yeah, I mean, because it just...
I just wish he wasn't event exclusive.
Yeah. Because, in Gen 4, they tease you so bad, because it's you save the kid with, you can't go after Cresselia, you can go after Cresselia, but you can't go after Darkrai, the cause of the kid's nightmares. And it's not like other event legendaries where their lore is come up with, after the full game is out.
Except Arceus.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. It's alright.
Yeah. What are these?
Like, honestly, I don't care.
What is the point of a legendary that you can breed when it has a child that's a different type that doesn't evolve into it that can't breed?
Like, all it really needs to do is represent something. Like, maybe it represents a concept of reincarnation or something like that.
No, they just live in the ocean.
Yeah, like the lore is that Manaphy was, like, born at the bottom of the ocean, and its body is 80% water. Although you can't really tell that, it just looks like a blue thing. That's it.
Are they pure water or are they something else?
I think they're pure water. I mean, what would a Pokemon representing the sea be? Would it be Psychic Flying?
Okay, Manaphy is pure water. Fion is also pure water.
Yeah.
So at least they don't default to Psychic.
See, unlike Jirachi, we can't make fun of its movie appearance, so I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, I guess it's got something going on with its eyes, but I don't know what that is.
I mean, I can see that Fion is an inferior Manaphy, because it doesn't have the balls at the end of its head tail.
Yeah.
It doesn't have... it has only one spot above its eye. It doesn't have legs. But that's it.
There's just nothing.
Manaphy is nothing.
Yeah.
He's only there to fill up your Pokedex.
It's honestly the most nothing design so far.
Until we get to the next one.
Oh.
Okay, I forgot Shaman could do that.
Like, I don't even give a shit, man.
I completely forgot Shaman could do that and turn into, like... What is it, like...
Skyform.
Disney Adventure, like, sequel child.
Okay, number 1. It looks like a regular Pokemon. Doesn't look legendary at all. It's a Porcupine, for fuck's sake.
It's a cutesy-mon.
And number 2, it represents flowers. Number 3, the Skyform looks like nothing like its previous form. It evolves from a porcupine into what looks like a fox.
Yeah, like...
I don't know if those two animals are in the same family or whatever, marsupials or doggo type animals. I just shut up. But like, they don't look alike, and... Oh, look, you can tell it's flying because it has weird ear antlers. And it flies by, like, letting its body just dangle in the air stupidly.
The only thing I'll give it credit for is that the flower turns into a scarf.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, but again, it just...
But it's attached to Shaman.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Shaman is the worst legendary ever.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you there. Because it's just...
Like, worse than Manaphy.
It's already nothing, but its Skyform makes so little sense. Because it has the flower aesthetic, but then it completely abandons it. And it makes it even more nothing than ever before. I never thought you could add more nothing to a legendary.
The Skyform makes me hate it because of how smug it looks.
Like, yeah, I'm important.
Ugh. I hate this thing. Next one.
Yeah, next one. This is gonna redeem it all, maybe. Where do I start? So Arceus is God. Let's get that out of the way.
It created the world and the three, Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina.
Yep, in the beginning there was nothing but an egg, and then the Poke Egg hatched, and Arceus came out and created the universe.
So, it's a horse.
Yeah. It's a draft horse thing.
But what are the things, like, those rings?
Well, I think it's more like kind of the aesthetic that, like, lions have with their manes, and even, like, say, the Buddha statue with the thing behind it. It's just kind of a thing that makes it look like it looks like there's power behind it, I guess. That's kind of what that is.
I guess.
I like it. Because, like, when it approaches you from the front, you know, you see, like, the stuff protruding off of it. Almost like it represents its power.
Yeah, I do like how Arceus just looks so... different.
It looks... you know what? It actually... I don't think it has the same problem that the Creation Trio has, where it has those over-designed elements. It feels like...
It's just so different because it is.
Yeah. Like, It's like, it's very similar looking to the Creation Trio because it has like the half circle eyes, it has like, it kind of looks like the Alga a bit, but not really. Like, I was just gonna say, I really like this design. I really think, like, if you told me this was God, I'd believe you. I guess another thing, I do like that white and gold is the color. Like, that's the color of the gods, in my opinion. That just makes too much sense.
Like, there's a trope called white and gold are divine.
Yeah.
And it's just used pretty well here.
Yeah.
The jewels in, like, the kind of ring? I don't know, I've been calling it a ring, but it doesn't really meet all the way.
Yeah.
But the jewels just add to, like, the, like, I say royalty to it.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. It also, like, I think adds to the more, ancient-looking aesthetic.
Yeah, so this is... I don't know, I can't really describe it all that much, but it does work.
Yeah. And, yeah, I never really compared it to a horse before. I always just thought of it as just, I guess, a four-legged animal. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. It kind of looks like a horse. Horses have, like, its roots in, like, ancient, like Greek mythology and stuff like that.
Yeah, sort of.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Pegasus are, like, children of Titans or something like that.
No, Pegasus sprouted from Medusa's blood.
Never mind then. But yeah, like... I guess, yeah, I do agree. It's kind of hard to describe. Like, I can definitely get the purpose of the gold protrusions, but I don't know about anything else. But it does look, it looks divine, and it looks, I can see it being a god.
Yeah, if I had to, like, say something, like, if any Pokemon were to have its own typing, I would say it would be Arceus.
Yeah.
Like, normal, I guess, is better than just making it psychic.
Yeah.
And the gimmick of, like, changing its type, the default being normal, is good.
Yeah, it makes sense with its origins. Although that's not really talking about the design.
Yeah.
Unless you talk about the other colors, but yeah. Honestly, like, if you asked me the first time, I would say it's just a flat-out steel Pokemon with nothing else.
Yeah, I can see that, because steel types are usually like silver or white or gray.
Yeah, and has those metal bits on its, hip there, or on its sides or whatever, and I would say it's steel type from that alone. So yeah, Arceus is a pretty good design, I guess. Yeah, and it's hard to describe why.
Yeah, it's just a shame that it's in such a bloated generation, and an event Pokemon you can't really get.
Yeah. It really needs to be a really cool side quest in Gen 4 if they ever remake that, kind of like how Rayquaza was.
Oh, I hope that happens when a Gen 4 remake happens.
Yeah. So since we're at the end of this video, what are your favorite and least favorite designs?
Least favorite, Shaman.
Yep, that goes for me too.
Shaman, Fione, Manaphy, the Lake Trio.
Yeah.
Latios, Latias, Heatran.
Oh, really? You put Latios and Latias down there?
Yeah, because I just feel they don't have anything. Like, I don't know, a lot of the event legendaries in Gen 4 I just don't care about.
Yeah. I can see why.
Actually, most of the event legendaries I just don't care about.
Yeah.
Like, Celebi's okay at best. Jirachi
was a hilarious movie.
Jirachi had a movie. That's the best I can say. And the Gen 4 event legendaries, except for Arceus and Darkrai, I don't care about, and I kind of hate some of them. And the Lake Trio just feel lazy to me.
What are your favorite designs?
The three Gen 3 cover legendaries.
Yeah, those are strong, always.
The birds are also really good, Articuno in particular.
Yeah. I agree with you there, too.
And also, the three dogs and Ho-Oh.
Yeah.
Lugia just seems weird when compared to Ho-Oh.
Lugia's not bad at all. Lugia's not, like, average or bad at all, but it's just, like, in comparison to everyone else. Everyone else has a lot more going on with them.
Would you rather have Lugia, or would you rather have Ho-Oh?
Oh, Ho-Oh, most definitely. Plus, like, Lugia, you have to go underground to encounter him, while there's, like, Ho-Oh, you go on top of, like, a Japanese, like, rooftop, and it's, like, in the middle of, like, the night, and it's, like, so much, like, it's a much cooler scenario. And, like, I love Raiko, Entei, and Suicune because after looking at Uxie, Mesprit, and the Zelf, like, those 3 dogs should have set the standard for how you do, like, groups, you know?
Yeah, have them, like, have a theme, like a dog, or a bird, or a golem.
Enough so that you know they're part of the same group.
But make them different.
Yeah.
When we review the Gen 5, the 3 genies, I'm going to bring this up, because they kind of took steps...
in the right direction?
Yes, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Until they got the forms.
Yeah, that's the end of this video. If you want to see more videos like it, please consider liking, subscribing, or commenting, where you can request specific types of designs for us to look at. And other than that, thank you for watching.